I'm more alive than ever before. I've been to my Commodore 64. My friends are knocking down my door to get into my Commodore 64.
It's mind-boggling. Commodore 64 lets you play hundreds more games than any video machine, plus draw, program, even do music.
I'm more alive than ever before, and my friends are knocking down my door. 'Cause now we're into so much more. We're into our Commodore 64.
Hi, it's Tom from Texan, and it's time for another Floppy Deep Dive. Today we're going to be looking at the incredible musical keyboard and all the different software that comes along with it that you can play that was actually well before its time by Sight and Sound. Had lots of different features. We'll be looking at them one by one and all the different things you can do with the incredible musical keyboard, and how easy it was to create music. So yes, just like the commercial said, even create music.
Even do music.
Thank you to all the subscribers who have joined our Floppy Deep Dive channel. I appreciate all the support. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We'll continue making videos about retro computing, floppy deep diving, checking into the Commodore 64, Commodore 128, repairing it, anything and everything that comes along with the Commodore 64, or just retro computing in general. So let's get started. So today we're going to be looking at this incredible musical keyboard by Sight and Sound. And on this keyboard it says, transfer your Commodore 64 into an amazing musical instrument. Play exciting music within minutes, even if you've never played a musical before.
Even do music.
Create piano, guitar, synthesizer, and electronic sounds with the accompanying music software program. And then on the other side, the back side of the incredible music keyboard, just want to point out we can transform our Commodore 64 into an amazing musical instrument. Play piano, synthesizer, guitar, electronic sound effects, which is included in the music software.
Even do music.
Play melody and harmony over an 8-octave range, and control bass, mid-range, and treble settings, and exciting special sound effects. It's for beginners. Play music within minutes.
Even do music.
Attached include ABC note stickers to the keys. Just match the letters on the keys with the letters in each note of the song, and presto, you're playing music from the included Letter Music Songbook, containing 26 easy-to-play songs. It's easy, it's fun, it unleashes the music in you, even if you don't read music.
Even do music.
Unfortunately, this box that I got did not include the Letter Music Songbook. I would love to have that. For musicians, unleash the music potential lurking in every Commodore 64.
Even do music.
Play songs from the included melody chord songbook featuring the hits of today's top recording artists, or play songs from your own sheet music. Again, I didn't have the melody chord songbook that's featured the today's hits. If anyone has either one of these books in PDF format, I'd love to see it. And last, designed to work with an incredible musical keyboards are the Kawasaki Synthesizer, the Kawasaki Rhythm Rocker, the Music Processor, 3001 Sound Odyssey, and others. So today we are going to be looking at the keyboard and all the different software that was included in here, everything that I could find. So I went on a hunt looking for everything that was associated with the incredible musical keyboard that Sight and Sound produced. I want to go in there, find the software, and find everything. So let's go ahead and open up this box. And what I got, this keyboard that comes with it, and as you can see, they already stuck on the musical notes on each of the keys so you know which ones you're playing. And this just attaches on top of your Commodore 64, and I'll show you that here in a minute. And then the software that came with it is just the incredible musical keyboard. And so this is what I got that came with it. And then we got this book, and we're just going to look at the whole thing. So today my goal was to find the entire music software line for your Commodore 64 with disk drive. So Gotta have a disk drive to be able to use this magical keyboard and all this software. I did find the Kawasaki Synthesizer, and it comes with 2 CDs. You got disc 1 that had the Performer, and then you have disc 2 that has the Composer. Then next you have the Kawasaki Rhythm Rocker. So I do have the Kawasaki Rhythm Rocker, and we will be looking at that. Next was the Tune Trivia. I was unable to find Tune Trivia. If someone has a copy of this, I would love to have it. Just put it in the comments below. But that's one of the ones I couldn't find. And then Music Processor. That's another one that I was able to find, and we'll be looking at that. Next, it talks about the Incredible Music Keyboard, which we'll already be looking at. But it talks about this computer song albums. So these computer song albums, you're able to listen to the exciting hits of your favorite artists while you control computer generated instrument sounds and special effects. And there's 4 different ones. There's On Stage, there's Music Video Hits, there's a Rock Concert, and there's a Solid Gold. I was able to find 2 of the 4. I got On Stage and Musical Video Hits, but I'm unable to find Rock Concert and Solid Gold. Again, if anyone has that software, we would love to have it, to look at it and check it out. So that's another one that I'm missing. So there's a few things, software that I could not come across, but we'll look at all the ones that I did come across. These are the items that we're going to be looking at, besides just the keyboard itself, how it works, and then all the software that goes with it. So let's go ahead and we'll start loading up the different software, and I'll show you what all comes with it. So I got my bread bin Commodore 64, and I'm going to get the keyboard out. And the keyboard's really easy. There really isn't much to it. It just sits on top of your Commodore 64. Just like this. Mine's a little warped here in this corner. It's a little raised up, but it doesn't cause any issues. But that's how it does. It just basically sits here now on your keyboard. And it is ready to go. That's all there is for the installation. I'm going to load up first the software that came with it, that was in the box, the Incredible Musical Keyboard, and we're just going to look at that really quick. So let's go ahead and get that loaded up. So luckily all this software is compatible with my good old Epix Fast Load cartridge, so it doesn't take too long to load. So this is a picture of me from January 1st, 1986. It was my birthday and I just turned 14. And I got an Epix Fast Load cartridge, and everything just got faster from there. So who knew 35 years I would be doing floppy deep dives on YouTube and still messing around with my Commodore 64. This is the Sight and Sound music software intro screen that I'm used to seeing. So if I don't see that screen, I question if it's the correct software or not. So this is the Incredible Musical Keyboard. And basically all there is to it is press F1. Nice and easy, not much to it. Here's the piano. And this is supposed to be the bass. So you could change the octaves on here. That's one of the features. So I can go into a higher octave, or I can go down into a lower octave. It has some side effects. That's the slide. And that's the vibrato. So those are the different things that we have on this software that comes with the keyboard. Not much to it. You can obviously play Anyway, anyway, you can obviously play the keyboard on this one, but that's really about it. It has a little bit of a demo that's also built into it to see different stuff. So if I go back to the menu, you can play it, you can explain how to play it, how to attach your keyboard, which I showed is very simple. And then it has a demonstration of the programs that are available. I'm not going to run the demonstration on this one because I actually have the software that's available. So we're going to check that out. So let's look at the next one. So let's load up the Kawasaki Synthesizer. The music program for the Commodore 64. So the nice little intro song that it has, and then it'll load up the program. All right, so manufactured and distributed by Sight and Sound International Inc. And this is by Ryo Kawasaki. So this is the Kawasaki Synthesizer, and so has different things. You could see all the different F keys and the different things that it have. First, we'll just do the keyboard. And so you can see it just works like the normal one. How they also, if you could see, if you didn't have the keyboard, they explain to you on the screen. It has the keys, the Q, W, E, R, T, and the Y, U, O, I, O, P, which matches up to which on there. So those are the different things that they have. And then they also have, the, as you can see on the screen, F keys that change to do different things. So the F1 gives you a higher octave, F3 is mid octave, which is currently on, and F5 is the low octave. I'm going to go to the low octave at the moment, just to, and versus the high octave. And back to the mid. And so then the F2, F4, F6, F8 gives you different sounds that you have. Currently we're in triangle. Let's go to sawtooth. And then you got space for sound editing, and we got V for sound loading. The cursor changes it from polyphonic to monophonic. So if we go with the cursor here and change it to poly, then we can get 3 voices instead of just 1. And we go back to mono. And it's just 1 at a time. You got split on, split off. I'm not exactly sure what that does. And K through B, shift high and low. Let's see what that does. Keyboard shift. And X puts the hold on. Just holds the note. All right. And the other thing that's on there, so B says it does. that off. So that was, I just hit B and it turned on the SQ on. And if we hit C, it says play a demo. They have that right front and center, so let's see what that does. Let's turn the wah-wah on. Close Encounters, really the only thing I learned as a kid. Anyway, so there you go. That's the Kawasaki Synthesizer. So this one is the Composer. This was actually disc 2. So this part here is the Composer. Let's see if we can load up the one that's called the Performer. So let's look into that. Again, has the sight and sound menu, show that it's tied to this sight and sound. So as you can see here, now this is the Performer. So this one you can, this is disc 1. Shift can give you a vibrato. Space will bend it. And control is supposed to sweep it. So let's try that. And if you hit B, you can play along with bass and drums. So let's do that. Alright, and we'll shut off that. So that's the play along bass and drums. That was actually pretty cool. So the only thing we haven't hit on here is the Z. So let's go ahead and hit Z and do for the space travel. And so space travel takes you in here. And now looks like you're flying through space and you're allowed to play on the keyboard. Let's hit H for help. How to play the synthesizer keyboard, play tunes from the Kawasaki album. Let's hit 2. So we got composed some different things on here. So let's look at what Twilight Song does. Press your choice and wait for loading. Stop that. Let's go. Let's try Jazz Blues. Let's go back to the main menu. I'm going to hit space. Let's do 3. That was interesting. So that was the Space Dance Theater, a demonstration of sound and graphics. And 4 is how to load preset sounds. Let's see what that says. So we've got different presets here. bass. Well, that's what I'm into. So let's see. Let's go back into here. So as you can see, so there's different things. Let's see what outer space is. Interesting outer space. A tuba. To a bell. So lots of cool things there. And then 5 explains how you can change the pitch range of the keyboard. 6, how to change the waveforms. So that's everything for the Kawasaki, the synthesizer, the Performer. So let's move on to the next one now. So next we're going to be looking at Rhythm Rocker. So a little bit of rhythms, got the music, got you a little graphics in the background while it's playing along with it. Let's see what the different keys do. Turn for help. So we can do stop drawing, start drawing with the X. So let's return back here and hit X and then start drawing here. So we got some drawing in the background while you're playing. See what else we can do. So we can clear the screen and change the color. So a lot of it is about all the graphics, this top part, just to clarify. So that's your graphic command summary up to stop, different stuff to be able to do it. So this one's all about having some graphics playing and going on in the background while you're playing. And then at the bottom we got the count side, so we got the bass line, the dub. We can start recording on this one. Synth decay, roll decay, bass decay. Bass, looks like percussion. So different percussion sounds with little graphics when you push the button. Kind of cool. So bass or percussion are the two. Oh, and then synth. And bass. Which is cool. So you got different music that you can play. So the F1 changed the bass line. So you got your different bass lines. The chord looks like it says it's the equal sign. So apparently I'm recording now. And to stop the recording and play. So it did record, so that's pretty cool. So this just has a lot of neat different little functions that it can do. So the Kawasaki Rhythm Rocker is actually pretty cool. Just different drawing, different stuff all tied together, but just a fun little thing that you can also play with this keyboard. Let's go on to the next one. So this is what we're going to be looking at next, is this music processor. Alright guys, so when we're looking at this keyboard now, the music processor menu. Alright, so we've got Bill Bailey. Let's see what Bill Bailey does. Let's hit C. Let's do Stars and Stripes Forever here. So it looks like the music processor, you can go in there, make a little changes with your joystick while it's playing. So then you can go into piano mode. Change instruments. Oh, I see, the instrument number's changing. Alright, so that was the play of the piano. And it looks like with F2 we can record again. F3 is jukebox mode, F4 is to play. So if we go into record, I'm going to hit Shift F2. This is supposed to be record mode. So I'm going to run stop 4. Does it play what I just recorded? Close. not quite. Didn't play the last note. But still cool. Had a little record. You could do a repeat. Let's see what repeat does. Alright, I think we understand what that does now. So you can make some music on this one.
Even do music.
Let's do the... These are just random notes, they say, and you can change it. And here are different things. With your joystick too, you get to change the sounds in different instruments. So that's pretty much everything, the different things you can do within the music processor. So let's look at the next piece of software. So now we're going to be looking at the computer song albums and checking this out a little bit closer. Again, I've only got 2 of the 4. I've got the music video hits, as you see on the thing, and on stage. If anyone has Rock Concert or Solid Gold, I'd love to get a copy of that from you guys. So, music video hits, what that is it looks like it's basically a jukebox with different songs on here. So we've got A through P here, and we could start. So if I want to play Break My Stride, doesn't look like it has anything to do with the keyboard at all. It's just music now. So these are just song albums that come along with it. So again, it's the dancing musical notes on there that, according to their book here, all the time the songs are playing at any tempo you choose. You're watching exciting graphics and dancing notes. So it looks like also on here you can have the option to use the joystick again to change the instrument sounds and special effects that play each part. Now it says by adding the music processor that we just looked at that you could choose from even more instruments and stuff, or play along using your computer's keyboard. So apparently these two can come together and you can use these songs on that music processor. So they say this is the song album for On Stage. So On Stage looks like it has fewer songs. It looks like it's the same songs that I have on the other disc where I had more. It looks like it merged those two together looking at this. So fewer songs, A to H. This is just On Stage. Let's do Charlie's Angels. And it looks like it's that kind of stuff. It's just already pre-recorded music that looks like you can use along with your music processor software. So I wanted to go back in the music processor and see how we can add those additional songs that we had from the On Stage and the other album music video hits. So I'm going to see how that can be done, or if I could figure out how that can be done. If I hit a processor, there you go. So I hit a processor, it loads up the songs from that floppy. So now I can play that also on here and do the same things within the music processor itself. So I hope you enjoyed looking at these different pieces of software that they made for the incredible musical keyboard and all that they can do. The rhythm rocker is probably my favorite of everything that we reviewed today. Like the beat that it played and the bass parts in the background. It was just so easy to create music with. But the Kawasaki Synthesizer is actually pretty cool. It has the two different features, the performer and the composer, and really software before its time. For 1984, this was a really cool piece of hardware that you could pick up, even though you just place it on your keyboard and it's so simple and basic. But they made really cool software that went along with it. And I hope you enjoyed our journey back to 1984, checking out this different software and what all it can do. And we'll see you next time on another Floppy Deep Dive.
I'm more alive than ever before. What happened to my Commodore 64? My friends are knocking down my door to get into my Commodore 64.
It's mind-boggling. Commodore 64 lets you play hundreds more games than any video machine, plus draw, program, even do music.
I'm more alive than ever before, and my friends are knocking